Hello everyone, today is Monday, November 4th. It's 4:52 Eastern Standard Time. Have another live video from Trader Jim, and video is pretty good because Jim talks about a comment from a client that was basically frustrated. Well, actually he's not a client. He does not own the Auto Trader, but he has been interested for some time. And anyway, Jim responds to this question, a really good response. But it's not only that. Jim goes further and talks about what it took for him to get to the point that he's at using the Auto Trader, and kind of makes the point that anyone can do it. He doesn't have any special skills like we might think. He's no different than the rest of us on our trading journey. We all have the ability to do this. It's basically how we apply ourselves. So it's a really good watch, today's video. Let's take a look, see how it goes.
All right, November 4th, around 8 o'clock. And wow, right? So here we are, just keep pushing into new all-time highs. I do have to leave this morning. Well, since last night, it's been just straight up. Cannot take a long right now, so that's why I'm not going to be home, so I'm not going to leave anything big running. I would love to see a retracement back to 81, 84. Not sure if it's going to happen. A great price would be 65 to 70, somewhere like along the gap close over here. I am staying bullish, not looking for any short trades. I am staying definitely bullish. I mean, that would have to break the 81.15 area for me to really be bearish at this point. Okay, so I'm home little after 11:30, and definitely am looking higher. Looks like they keep on testing that 8207. 8207 has importance. But actually, as long as they firm up on that, I am thinking long, and I'm thinking definitely to test the highs of the day. If they need to break down some, that's still okay. I just cannot be bearish with this market. I mean, really, where would they have to be for me to be bearish? It's below 81.50. Below 81.50. So all these retracements are fine. Higher prices are definitely coming. So I am staying long. And this is a funded account. I traded the combine actually during Globex. I traded it during London Open. And sometimes, you know, with all the accounts I have, sometimes I just have to do that. I have to trade Globex. So the combine was successful. Let's see if I can find... yeah, so the combine was successful during London Open around 3:30, trading 3 contracts, and it hit its target here. So $1,100 was the target with an $800 stop and trading 3 contracts. All right, so I'm gonna just wait, maybe try and grab a quick lunch while I'm waiting. I am on longs, and the lower they go, the better. I'm gonna get a better price. This one is a $500 stop and target, trading just 2 contracts, a funded account. Let me just leave that time and sales on, and I'll be right back. Oh wow, finally a long trade. Wow, this market has been completely sideways and dead. But, you know, a slow market is not necessarily a weak market. This market is very slow, but very strong. So it might take the rest of the day. So I'm just going to have to pause the recording, but these are my targets. I think I showed the account already. Let's put time in sales. Since this market is very slow and we have plenty of time, I thought maybe I can respond to something. So over the weekend I had some time and I kind of looked over the videos and looked for comments. Remember, I am not part of the channel, so when someone makes a comment, I don't get a notification. So when I have time every now and then, I just kind of scroll through to see what people are saying and if I can answer or help in any way. So I actually created my own YouTube channel just so I can answer comments. So if you see a reply from Algo Day Trader, that's me. Anyway, so I found a very interesting comment from about a week ago, and I actually thought it was a good comment. I mean, and I think the person was very respectful. You know, to me, there are three kinds of viewers, right? So you have the passive viewer, and the passive viewer would just watch the video, and it's probably the majority of people. They would watch a video, you know, and they don't comment, and they just keep going. Then there was the negative viewer, right? And that person would give a thumbs down or just say a negative comment, like a nasty comment, just for the sake of being nasty. And I did not come across, by the way, any comments like this on this channel. Then there was the positive viewer, and that person would respond in some way that is positive. Positive, by saying positive, I don't necessarily mean saying, you know, how great something is, but the response itself is centered around a good point. It's a question maybe that is seeking some kind of growth. It's or it's expressing some kind of a very valid opinion, and it doesn't even have to be necessarily opinion that agrees with the video. It could be exact opposite opinion, but it's a well thought of, constructive kind of opinion. And I truly believe that passive behavior creates passive results, and negative behavior creates negative results, and positive behavior creates positive results. So this person expressed frustration, which I can completely understand, and really anyone who has been trading for more than a day and a half definitely felt frustration. I'll speak for myself. I still feel frustration. For example, right now I feel very frustrated with how slow things have been. But this person said something that I definitely want to respond to. So the comment started with the idea that somehow time after time I call market direction correctly, and that, I guess, causes some kind of frustration for those traders who are struggling. So I think sometimes the mind can play tricks on us. Here's what I mean. I don't think it's the case at all that I call market direction correctly time after time. I think probably the best example was something that just happened on Friday, and if you don't remember, go back to the Friday's video, November 1st. And in that video, non-farm payroll 8:30, I think prices should go lower. What happened? Prices jumped up by 60 points. I was completely wrong. Same day, when I was looking for the afternoon trade, what happened there? Market was trading around 81.38, 81.40. And I said, well, it should go back to and probably break the day's high of around 81.62, whatever it was. The market proceeded to drop down to 81.14, over 30 points lower. So here was an example of a day that twice in a row I called the direction completely wrong. Now, sure, later on, the prices did go up and make a new high and closed on the highs. But the point is, before that happened, it dropped 30 points. So if I was to take a long at 81.38 or 81.40, I would have gotten stopped out. Now, I did not have losing trades, so let's separate. True, I did not have a losing trade, but I did not call market direction correctly. What happened was, since I used the auto trader, the template, let's talk about the morning lack of trade, right? So that 8:30 non-farm payroll, I set the auto trader to go on shorts, but as soon as the news came out, the auto trader said, well, look, you clicked on shorts, but the price action, at least according to this template, does not confirm a short trade. So no short trade is taken. And since longs were not clicked, no long trade was taken. So nothing happened. So I called market direction incorrectly. I just did not have a losing trade. Same thing in the afternoon, right? Trading around 81.40, I was ready to take a long. But the auto trader again said, the price action, according to the template that you put, does not confirm a long trade. So as prices dropped, no long trade was taken. Once again, I avoided a losing trade, even though I called market direction incorrectly. Then, of course, market formed up on 81.15 and went up, and it was a winning trade. So the auto trader waited for a confirmation of a long trade to take a long. And actually, if you take the time and really look through the videos, you're going to find plenty of examples where I am not calling market direction correctly. Many times I am way off, and it's just that my trading partner, in this case the auto trader, who is completely objective in real-time price action, says, well, you might have a bias, but price does not confirm your bias, so no trade is going to be taken. It is very important for me that everyone understands what I do, anyone who puts in the time can do. I don't have any kind of a special insight. I don't have any kind of a magic or any kind of a secret. There is no such thing in this business. If someone tells you they have some kind of a secret methodology that somehow does whatever, it's all nonsense. There is no such thing. Anyone who has enough screen time can do this kind of thing. In reality, I probably get market direction correct, maybe 70% of the time. But any one of you can do this as well. I am as average as an average person can get. So if I can do this, anyone can do this. It's just that one thing about me, I have a bit of an obsessive personality. So once I set a goal to myself, once I decide to focus on something, I don't stop. And I mean, I forego eating, I'll forego sleeping, and I'll just get focused on this one thing. So that's what happened with the trading. And if you really, I mean, I can give you a guarantee if you want. You ready? I'm going to give you a guarantee right now. The guarantee is, if you're going to do the following, you're going to be able to predict market direction 65 to 70% of the time. Here is what you do. 1,000 hours of active screen time. I said active screen time as opposed to passive screen time, right? Active screen time involves, number one, you're in front of the screen. You are drawing on charts. You find support resistance levels. You draw trend lines. You draw pivots. Decide on a time frame or a few time frames. For example, me, I like the 1 minute, the 15 minute, and the 60-minute chart for overall direction. Is there any kind of magic about these numbers? No. I know other people who like the 2 minute as the shortest time frame, or the 5 minute. It's all a matter of what is comfortable for you. So have 3 time frames. small, larger, and biggest. Okay? Then no indicators whatsoever. No indicators. Pure charts, pure price action. That is going to help you to learn to read the charts. Then you do the following. You draw on the charts and you keep a journal. You're going to write in this journal your observations. Don't worry about what kind of observations. In the beginning, just write anything and everything. Anything you notice. So, what is 1,000 hours? 1,000 hours, really, there are about 250 trading days a year. So 1,000 hours is just 4 hours a day. That's nothing. Now, I understand some of you might have jobs and you're not home until market closes. Well, there is replay mode for that. So, download data and then replay it, and not at 100 times speed. I would say no faster than maybe 4 times speed. And again, same thing. Write on the charts, keep a journal, write your observations. By the way, pick just one market. I would not go beyond. Pick whatever market you like, whatever market you're comfortable with. Pick that one market and do what I said. 1,000 hours later, or if you're extremely bright, maybe sooner, you will begin to notice patterns that repeat themselves. And you're going to write those down. You will always read what you wrote at the end of the day. Now, I know some of you might say, listen, I've been doing this for 7 years. I have a heck of a lot more than 1,000 hours in. I guess what you need to ask yourself is, all these hours that you put in, did you look at raw charts, or were there indicators on those charts? Were you really an active observer, or were you just kind of sitting there, maybe looking at your phone, maybe doing something else? Were you drawing on your charts? Were you keeping a journal? All this matters. And as time goes on and you begin to notice more and more things, you'll be surprised, but I'm telling you, you will be able to definitely look at a chart, just a regular raw chart, and be able to predict at least a short-term market direction 65 to 70% of the time. There is no magic about this. It's just that for whatever reason, really most people, I think, don't want to take the time. So instead they're looking for some kind of an indicator that's going to do it for them. And as far as I know, something like this just does not exist. So that's the first step. And you heard me say many times, if you watch my videos, I had a methodology over a year ago before I purchased the Ninjatrader, but I still was not successful because there is a difference between understanding what's going on, having a methodology, and then being able to execute it correctly. So that's what I was missing, and that's what the Ninjatrader gave me. And this trade over here really is along the same lines, because I was bullish all the way from here and it just went sideways and did nothing until there was a confirmation, and this was the confirmation. So I'm in a trade and it's very slow and hopefully it's gonna hit my targets. I'm trying to remember, but this person was talking about a trading room, but really I just have too many things on my plate right now. I cannot. A trading room is a huge responsibility. It's a huge commitment, and I'm involved in so many things right now that I just cannot commit myself to that. But maybe at some point. And the idea of being frustrated is again, I think it's something we all experience. I know I experience frustration. On that Friday of last week, I felt extremely frustrated, not really understanding, after looking at everything, really, why didn't I press, the long button? I should have at least given that trader a chance to take a long trade, and I didn't, and I missed out on a move that would have definitely fulfilled the requirements for step 1. But I think the danger comes with staying frustrated. because then it's not constructive. Yes, we all get frustrated. We try to deal with it best we can, and then we create a plan how to get beyond the point of being frustrated. Well, anyway, I'm gonna stop here with my lecture. This was really it. But anyway, I guess the last thing I want to say is that, we are a fairly small community here. I mean, these videos get between maybe 150 and 250 views after a number of days. So we are really a small community, and I think it's really best if we kind of try to help each other out, kind of like lift each other, and not really try to, I don't want to use the word bash, but let's keep everything respectful and constructive. And so now that I can respond to comments, if you guys write a comment, I promise, as long as I find it, I will respond. So there was no trade on Friday for the combine, so today's totals are exactly the same. But the trade from this morning is going to appear in tomorrow's video because, as you know, Top Step updates at 5 p.m. my time, and I send the video to Randy before then. So tomorrow you're gonna see the results of this trade, and it looks like with the way price action is, the way volatility is, I'm gonna have to start trading more and more during Globex. It's not something I want to do, but it's might be something I have to do. Here we go. Target 1. Boy, like pulling teeth. All right, so probably need like 5 more points for the daily target or so. Probably gonna have to pause it the way they're going. You know what? Gonna trail by 50% this way. Will not take a loss on the second half of the position. Alright guys, this trade is doing nothing and I have to leave, so I'm just gonna close this trade, obviously short of the target, but that's the best I can do under the circumstances. Hope for better things tomorrow.